Hi guys, another radio here. As I said in my other review of the Cobra 148 GTL, we've had a new radio into the shack only for a few days. This is a Uniden Grant XL. I actually own this radio about 2 years ago. I brought it in from the States. I was going to have it all modded with the FM and the bands, and it just sat in the cupboard for a very long time. A guy up in Nottingham knew I had it and asked if I would sell it, and I decided to sell it, which I always kick myself for, because it was a great project and it's a beautiful looking radio. So he twisted my arm and I sold it. Anyway, a friend of mine up in Scotland again, he had this particular radio, so obviously the guy up in Nottingham must have sold it on. And as soon as I seen it, I thought to myself, I wonder if that's my old radio, because you don't see a lot of these kicking around in the UK. You know, there can't be a massive amount of these type of radios. So I bought it off my other friend back in Scotland, and it turned out that it's exactly the same radio actually. There was a slight mark on the box, I remember it, when I sold it the first time round, and hey presto, I've got my radio back. So I didn't spend no time messing around this time. It was sent straight away to a guy that does my work, and he's now installed the FM on this radio. So we've got the USB, the AM and the LSB. We've also got the FM installed now. Again, like the Cobra, the clarifier is open, so it's going to be a receive and transmit. It's going to alter both, which is what I like. Again, very similar to the Cobra, the 10 kc's there is on the bright and dim. Now slightly different on this one. This three-way switch here, when we've got it in the FM mode, we've got UK40 on this one. So the top notch there is UK40. The middle setting on this little knob is for the 27555 high band, and the bottom setting there on this three-way switch is for the mid block. So there's a little bit more coverage on this radio. It's 120 channels. So a little bit more than the Cobra, but I thought this time I needed a radio where I could get the UK40 on. So I decided to have this radio modified for that, and it's come back, and it's a cracking bit of kit. Very similar to the Cobra actually. I don't think the boards are a million miles away from being very similar. I think they are. This actual board is very similar to a Madison, President Uniden Madison, whatever you want to call them. But brilliant bit of kit again. Again, I've got the box for it, and the original microphone, the paperwork, and all the gubbins and this, that and the other. It's the 1994 version, made in the Philippines. So a few years older, not much, only 3 years older than the Cobra I showed you. But a cracking bit of kit. All the controls on this are solid. You know, if you change the channels on this, you get a positive clunk click. There's none of this click 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 like you do on this newer stuff. The controls are very solid. They don't wiggle around. These radios, along with the Cobra, were made to last, and that's what they've done. Obviously, this radio has not really been used very much. I mean, when I had it, it sat in the box, and when I imported it from a guy in America, I think he said that he bought it, he set it up once, and he went back in the box. So it probably had very minimal hours worth of use. But we've got it set up there on the 27555. But again, there's not a lot going on there. We'll just drop the squelch a little bit, put the volume up. Yeah, it's completely dead. The antenna I'm using is an indoor dipole facing north to south. Seems to work pretty well. Work many countries on it. I've also got another dipole facing the complete opposite direction, more towards the States. But it's just a shame at the moment there's nothing on. to show you guys. I mean, I've even flicked around the UK40, there's nothing on there. Just have a little... No, nothing. If we're going to hear something, it's going to be on there. But there we go, guys. There's another radio there for you, a 1994 Uniden Grant XL. The next review, or the next the radio I'd like to show you is a 1980-81 Ham International Concorde 2. Again in immaculate condition. That one is totally standard. That hasn't been modified for anything. It's already got the FM on board. I don't need no UK40 on that. Again, I've got all the boxes for it and gubbins and this, that and the other, and that will be the next video. But what I will do, guys, when Skip starts to pick up, or if I can get a short QSO of more local people chatting, I will do on both the Cobra and the Uniden, just to show you their performance. But there you go, guys. Best 7 threes. If you could like this video, comment and subscribe. You don't have to, but it would be nice. Best 7 threes.